Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how I did these Mylar and gold foil tips. They were pretty simple to do, and I'm using the Apres Gel system to put them on. So the first thing you need is obviously some tips, and then I use some no wipe top coat. I use the Apres one here, some foil, some Mylar. I bought both the foil and Mylar on Amazon. These are little dishes for nail art. You can buy like a 10-pack for like $3 on Amazon as well. And then I use a couple of nail art tools. This is just a wax tool that I use, and then I'll just clean it up once I'm done. And I use some cuticle tools as well to kind of push the design into the Apres tip to make it look like it's encapsulated in there. So I'll show you guys how to use that here in a second, but I kind of use the opposite concave side of each of these tools, and you'll see how I use them here in just a moment. The first thing I do is I take just a little bit of the Mylar and a little bit of the foil, and I put it in these dishes. It just makes it easier to kind of sift through and find the pieces that I want to use. A little more picky with the Mylar pieces than I am with the foil pieces, and this foil here, you can use any foil, but this foil here is very fine and soft, so I just like it, and it's comes in a case with a bunch of different colors, and I want to say this was maybe $5 on Amazon. So we'll just grab some of that, and then I grab my nail tip, and I always end up doing this design with a messy French style tip. I don't do anything too perfect, just because it's quicker and easier for me if I just do messy. So that's how I do it. So I go in the inside or the underside of the nail, so the in concave piece, and I put just a little bit of the top coat in there. I don't put too much. I don't want it to get thick under there, but I want the Mylar and the foil to stick, and the Mylar is a little bit thicker, so you want to have just enough to make it stick in there. So I go through and I just try to find pieces that are small enough that are going to fit in the size tip that I'm using, and I just place them in there. There's no rhyme or reason. I just kind of go with based on how I think it's going to look. I'll try to get, a nice skinny piece to put on the tip, and then just some larger pieces towards the middle of the nail. But I want to also make sure it's going to show up once I add the foil to it. So I just go in and I'm placing different pieces in there, kind of seeing where I want them, and just kind of making sure I have all the different areas covered. And you can kind of see on my nails, they kind of show through the foil that way. And I'll sometimes flip my tool over just to make sure that I can stick them in there, and I kind of keep flipping the nail over just to see, do I have enough? Do I want some more? Where do I want it? I want to make sure all the areas are covered, and I don't go all the way down to the end of the tip. I just kind of already prejudged where my free edge is going to be and where I want it, and I'll just kind of place them in there. And I don't worry about them moving too much at this point. They might move around a little bit, so I'm gentle, but I don't worry too much because this isn't a precise application. For me, the deconstructed look is a little bit better, so I'm just kind of tossing things in there, if you will. And I take the foil and I put it on top of the Mylar here, so it's coming out from behind the Mylar in some pieces. In some areas, I don't put it on top of the Mylar. I just want the Mylar to show through on its own. And then anywhere where I think I just want to see some of that gold, so it might be a little more full, a little more less full, just depending on how you like it. So I kind of flip it, take a look and see how I like it. And you can see I have a little area right here that needs something in there, either foil or gold. And then I have another area here where I think I need a little bit more. So I'll go ahead and get some more foil, stick it in there. You could probably use the tip of an eraser or even tweezers to get the foil in there. This I just find is easier. It sticks really well to the wax, and I take some alcohol and clean up the wax afterwards. So once I have the tip looking how I want it, I go ahead and stick it in my light, cure it for 30 seconds, and then I take it out and I'll use my cuticle tools to press the foil and the Mylar in. So what I'm trying to do here is I want it pressed really nicely in there so that when I put another layer of the top coat on there, it's nice and smooth under there. I don't have any bumps. I just want as smooth and thin application as possible. So once it looks good and I think everything is nice and flat in there, I'll add just a little bit more top coat. And just to coat it, I want to make sure it's nice and coated so none of the pieces are falling off while I'm washing my hands or cooking or just doing in my day-to-day stuff. And I also want to make sure germs and stuff aren't sticking in there because I didn't have any kind of coating over the top. So I put a nice thick coat of the polish on. And I go ahead and cure it in the light for another 30 seconds. And then I just do my application with my Apres as you normally would. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. Thanks for watching.